Man, it's that old thing, perseverance, consistency, hard work. My goal is to put the same work into, my businesses, my family that I put into football, and I've been running with that mantra since I got married back in '97, that if I'm going to have a successful marriage, I got to, the same hard work and same consistency and discipline I had on the football field, I got to put in my marriage and with my kids and with my businesses and all that. So it teaches you a lot, man. How to deal with your fellow man and not look at his color, but look at what he can do for the overall good of what you're trying to accomplish. So sports to me in general is just an incredible deal when you talk about football specifically, because of the closeness of guys. I just believe it's an amazing sport.
The lifeblood of any college football team lies within their ability to continuously bring in top talent. That's why recruiting is everything, and we'll take a look at some of the top incoming recruits for 2018. The Illinois State Redbirds landed an excellent prospect at linebacker in Damian Jackson. What I like most about his game is his athleticism and his length. Jackson, by the time he's done at Illinois State, will probably be up to about 245 without losing that athleticism. He was also a standout receiver in high school, which means he's going to be a nightmare for opposing offenses in the passing game. He's got really good sideline-to-sideline speed and should be an impact performer as a freshman. Speaking of impact performers as a freshman, Nehemiah Montague of Indiana State should be just that. He was in for the spring and was able to acclimate himself well to the college game. You're talking about a long corner with the ability to thrive in both press man and zone coverage. I think ultimately he'll end up as a slot safety for the Sycamores and thrive. It seems as if Missouri State always has a tall wide receiver with very good athleticism. Demoria Vick is the Bears' prototype. Don't let his height fool you. He does a great job of getting in and out of his breaks with ease, and that fluidity shown by a 6'3", 180-pounder is very impressive. Vick also isn't afraid to sacrifice his body for the reception. That's a pretty important trait to have for a receiver, in my opinion. North Dakota State landed a gem in wide receiver Zach Mathis. The 6'5", 200-pounder from Tampa, Florida is going to be a problem in the Missouri Valley Conference. Mathis already has a college frame and has above-average speed for a guy his size. If I can remember correctly, he's one of the bigger receivers they've had at North Dakota State. And down the line, he'll bulk up to about 215, 220 and become a premier threat inside the red zone for the Bison. Caden Hotelling is going to a great program in Northern Iowa where he's going to get developed into a tremendous and versatile defensive lineman. He played a lot of 5-tech in high school, but you can see him adding weight and becoming a very good defensive tackle for the Panthers. Playing on the outside afforded him the opportunity to develop his hand usage, and that's going to serve him well in college, especially against the caliber of offensive linemen that he'll face in the Missouri Valley. The South Dakota Coyotes lose Chris Streveler and are looking to bolster the talent and depth at the position with Tyler Foote. I really like how this kid throws the ball. He's got great calm in the pocket, a nice compact delivery that maximizes velocity, and the athleticism to buy time in the pocket and create opportunities for himself outside of it. So keep an eye on him down the road as he can be a special player. The Jackrabbits have to replace second-round tight end Dallas Goedert. I'm not just speaking hyperbole here when I say this, but incoming freshman Zach Hines could be of that caliber. He's a local product from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and has every bit of the athleticism, the hands, and big playability of Goedert. What was impressive on film was how polished of an inline blocker he was, and that's going to get him on the field pretty quickly. But with the way he can track and catch the football, that'll get him on the field even quicker. Southern Illinois landed an instinctive defensive back in Chance Bush out of Apopka, Florida. Instantly, you want to put him in a slot because of his tremendous footwork and matchup skills, but because of his ball skills, you can also see a path to success for him as a safety a la Mike Brown, who used to play for the Chicago Bears. Bush is going to be the perfect nat defender for the Salukis in an era of 4 and 5 wide receiver sets. Brandon Melkow was a bully on film at the guard position, and I'm excited about his potential in that same role with Western Illinois. Right now, he's 6'5", 285 pounds, which is very impressive for an incoming freshman. He's going to get to 300 pounds easily before it's all said and done. Functional strength is his forte, and when you combine that with a college football strength and conditioning program, you're going to have yourself a lineman that can become an all-conference performer pretty quickly. And finally, looking at Youngstown State defensive end Derek Height, you can see a lot of similarities to current New York Giant and former Penguin Avery Moss. Height's eyes and hands are always in the right spot. He's got a great football and spatial awareness for a high school player. He's one of the more polished edge prospects I've seen so far, and I think that polish will afford him the opportunity to see the field very early for head coach Bo Pelini. So that's a wrap from Football Game Plan's FCS Kickoff. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts, and don't forget to check out and subscribe to the FCS Opening Drive podcast on iTunes and also on SoundCloud, where Dave Hashagen and myself dive deeper into the world of the FCS. And don't forget to subscribe to the Football Game Plan Network on YouTube, where you can find all of our FCS video content at youtube.com/footballgameplan.